Guitar Stuff with John.
Welcome to another edition of Guitar Stuff with Handjive and John. How you guys doing? Hey, look, we've been away for a while, like most of the summer, and it's time to start reviewing guitars again. And boy, do I have a backlog. And boy, do I have some wicked guitars to show you. Now, this video here deals with another of my favorite builders of all time. Ever since I was a little boy, and you've seen the other videos I've done on these guitars prior to this. This, of course, is a new guitar from this company. Ever since I was a little boy, I dreamed of owning a Gallagher. From watching Doc Watson play and seeing that beautiful French curl headstock that just seemed to go on forever out the end of his guitar, and that Gothic G all by itself on the top of the headstock. It's just something that I just never get over. I've spent my whole life wishing to have one. And during the pandemic, the very kind and beautiful soul, David Mathis, I reached out to him. I told him about who I was and why I wanted to get involved with them. And they took a chance on me. Some guy in Halifax, Nova Scotia, right? And the rest is history. I have now forged a brother relationship with Mr. Mathis, much the same as I have with Robin. The parallels between the two companies, Boucher and Gallagher, are quite startling. Robin's uncle Norman started his company in '65, was the first boutique guitar company in Canada, whereas J.W. Gallagher started his company in 1965 and was the first boutique guitar company in the United States. And on it goes, even to the point where I can truthfully say that David Mathis single-handedly saved this company from disappearing. The family could no longer handle it. The building, the quality control was getting a little hard to maintain. And David stepped in, took over JW's original equipment, added new builders, moved the shop from Wartrace, Tennessee to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and starting a whole new legacy for Gallagher guitars. And they're phenomenal. The first one I bought, and again, as I've said earlier in other videos, I bought the first one. I felt it was necessary to buy something that I love that much if I was going to have any hope of keeping my integrity and doing all these things. You have to put your money where your mouth is. So I bought the first guitar, obviously. And I had no problem doing that because it was stunning. My G70, there's a video on it on my channel here called Epic Guitar Reveal because it was epic. It was awesome. So then, here's how we get into this guitar here. David sent me up another Doc Watson guitar, which was a satin finish, a G50, or I think it was a 50 or 70, but it was a Doc Watson model guitar, but with a satin finish. And it was an experiment they were doing, and they sent it up for Jeff Noss to play. When I did the big collaborative concert I did with Gallagher, the Doc Watson concert we did together. And so the guitar was on that show, and it sat here for quite some time, and we were undecided whether I was going to sell it for David here or ship it back, or he was talking about letting me keep it. Anyhow, I ended up on the road with it this spring. And when I got it out on the road and started traveling east and west, it didn't like it. It was a brand new guitar right off the bench, and my traveling schedule is horrendous on guitars. And plus, it was a cold weather. I had left home here in April and played all the way out to Ontario, all the way to Tucson, Arizona, and back. So you can just imagine the changes in humidity and temperature and all of these things, the guitar started to do really wonky things that I couldn't fix, and they were luthier fixes, like just getting the neck at the right angle, maybe setting a different saddle up or whatever, and I just couldn't get it to work anymore after about the third week. And totally my fault. It's not the guitar's fault. The guitar is the guitar, and as a satin finish, it was a little more, susceptible to movement from humidity changes. So I called ahead to David and said, "Listen, I think I need a little work on this so I can finish the tour with it, because I'm beating it to death, and I'm sorry, but I've kind of ruined the guitar." And he goes, "Oh, no problem, man. Bring it." And because I was finishing the tour at the Gallagher shop, I was performing in their performance space there, which is just amazing venue. So when I walked in, David said, "You know what? I think we're just going to replace it. We'll get her fixed up and we'll sell it. We'll reset it up, because it's obviously it was having some problems from all my horrendous crisscrossing of the globe." And he said, "You know what? I'm just going to give you another guitar." And I said, "Well," I said I already have the G70. Why don't I get a different body size? And he took me in this room, and there were all these, well, not all, because they're short of material. They're building guitars at a stunning rate, and these guitars were hanging on the wall. And he goes, it was just like Karate Kid. He looks at the guitars, goes, "Choose." And I was just stunned, And here's what I picked. This absolutely gorgeous. This is the GA60. The GA60 Gallagher OM body style, cedar top, rosewood back and sides, mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard and bridge, snakewood pegs. This thing, and snakewood machine heads. This guitar completely jumped off the wall at me, and here's why. Love this thing, and it's so good for fingerstop. It flat picks really great, but it's just so. What a guitar. It's so beautiful. The tone, it's just all tone. And it's very loud for a small body guitar. And it's one of those instruments, it's really interesting because the top is so lively. I'm actually going to get an armrest for this guitar because the top, you can hear how much the top is so alive. It's that cedar. I think cedar is a beautiful choice for tops for OM. You could do anything with this guitar. It's just one of those, it's like the ultimate workhorse. And it's just got that Gallagher magic. It's got that rings like a bell. That's the honest truth. So let's take a close look at it. It's a very simple instrument. It's incredibly well made. Let's take a close look. All right, let's take a look at this bad boy right here. Look at that thing. Oh, I just love that. It's one of my favorite logos and headstock designs. It's part of my childhood kind of dreams, you know, that seeing that headstock in Doc's hands. Beautiful snakewood buttons. Tusker bone. I'm not sure which one they use, but these nuts and saddles are really nice. I've had no problem with them wearing out or over slotting or any of that stuff. And you get this beautiful plain, you know, it's a fingerstyle player's guitar really, but you can do anything on it like I did. I've played shows with this thing where I do everything and it handles it all. Down the fretboard, there's your nice flat 90-degree tail, and then we go to our beautiful tight-grained cedar top. Just look how tight the grain is on that. And there's that snakewood again for a rosette. Simple 3-line purfling, bound in the snake again, I believe. Clear pickguard, as you can see the outline there. Very nicely done. Rosewood bridge, snake pins. Beautiful finish on the cedar as well, a nice dark finish that brings out all the beauty of the cedar. It's such a nice piece of wood. Gorgeous. And then on the back, you've got this beautiful East Indian rosewood with that old trad arrowhead purfling stripped down the middle. But look how deep and beautiful the grain is in that rosewood. Like, this guitar has tons and tons of tone. And that's why, because of this beautiful dark looking and dark sounding rosewood. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So there it is, guys. The GA60. I'm talking and it's ringing at me. This is an instrument, heirloom quality all the way. A total monster. Thanks to David Mathis and Gallagher. And there you go. There is the Gallagher GA60. Cedar top, rosewood back and sides, rosewood fingerboard bridge. This is a tremendous example of the kind of work that Gallagher is now doing under the guidance of Dave Mathis. And they are truly making guitars now that, in my opinion, I think even exceed the original Gallaghers. So if you've always wanted one of these guitars, now would be a good time. And before they get so busy, like Robin, that they only make, they can only make so many a year. It's a very small shop with, 6 or 8 guys working in there. Well, there you go. So it makes it worthwhile to invest in something like this, as opposed to anything else, really. Anything off the shelf kind of guitar, because you can spend a lot of money on those and not sure what you're going to get. You spend even a little less money and buy something like this. You know you're getting an heirloom quality instrument. There's no question. And I just love to play this thing. It's so lively. And I am going to get an armrest built by ARC, by Dakota McNamara, because this top is just a living thing. You can hear it. You can hear it come. When I lift my arm off it, it changes, right? And that's a testament to how well this is built. The entire surface of this top is alive and vibrating. There's nothing holding it back. And it's as solid as a brick outhouse. It's been up here in the humidity and traveled all around. It's primo. So here we go. Don't hesitate. Call Gallagher Guitars. Talk to Dave Mathis. You're going to love him. He's a beautiful man. And tell him I sent you. Or something just like that. Thanks for coming back to Guitar Stuff with John, the Gallagher GA60. Thank you to Gallagher Guitars. Love you, David. All crew down there, and we're going to be down that way at the end of October. So keep an eye out for us in YouTube land. I love you guys. Gallagher Guitars. Rocks. See you next time.